What's up everyone, Filip and Brendan here from IGN, and we're back with week 5 of our Super Smash Bros. Ultimate blog updates. Now there's a lot of stuff to get into this week, as usual, because there's something new every single day in these blog updates.
Good stuff.
I know, and the first character that we're going to talk about this week is Pichu.
Pichu, yeah, another one of the, we haven't seen him in 17 years since Melee.
It's been a while, yes. Good to have you back, Pichu, on the roster. Yeah. And he does have some new features now. I hear he can crawl in battle, which makes it easier to dodge.
That's actually a very good thing for him. He's a very light character. I know a lot of people didn't really play as him, myself included, because of the fact that his electric attacks damage himself.
Right.
Which doesn't sound like the best opportunity.
He's not
you just want to KO yourself.
Yeah, he's not the most, the smartest Pokemon on the battlefield, I would say. Yeah, he tends to shock himself.
I did realize something. People have been also noting this, that since Melee, when Smash 4 came out for Wii U and 3DS, some players noticed a new mechanic that wasn't available back when Pichu was around. They call it Rage, and it's this little, it's a hidden mechanic. You don't really see it explained very often.
Right.
It's as you take damage, your character gets kind of like steamy and red. Like, that actually works a lot like Lucario's Aura ability, where the more damage he takes, the more damage he does for knockbacks and KO moves. This actually happens to every character, but it's not as well developed as it is for Lucario. Like, they don't have bigger attacks or anything. But this is a new thing for Pichu, where actually the more you damage yourself, you're building up your rage meter that's hidden, so that at higher percents, Pichu has a better KO probability with his attacks. So this could actually change people play Pichu in this version of Smash. I'm kind of excited to see how this works out.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Okay, so the angrier Pichu gets, the stronger he becomes in battle.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you can now damage yourself and go, okay, I'm taking damage. I still need to be evasive, not get hit, but like, you know, I think it's more than 50% to like 150%. In that range, you're dealing more damage to people and KOing at better percents.
Cool, and you could also probably hurt yourself a lot more too. So be very careful and only play as Pichu if you know what you're doing. Because if you play like with him like me, you're probably just gonna blow yourself off the stage.
It'll be adorable.
Yes, very adorable. But next up after that was the Moray Towers, which is a new stage.
Yeah, brand new stage.
Yeah, it's from the original Splatoon and of course Splatoon 2 as well. And I love this stage because it's got so many different levels to it. It's got a lot of verticality.
It's a very fun mechanic they use, where it's kind of like slanted and there's ramps, but the ramps only work when you're running down. So when you run down to the right and you go left, you'll automatically run through the ramp going downwards. To get back up, you have to jump. So you can't run back up a ramp. So I think that's very interesting, where you have to worry about that verticality. Someone like Pikachu or Pichu, their thunder ability isn't going to pierce those towers. So you have to be aware of like making the fight go up to your advantage where you are spatially. It's also got two variants. There's the daytime stage and the nighttime Splatfest stage, where the ink looks different. There's different music and like the spotlights in the distance. Probably the coolest thing that I noticed that they kind of touched on is that you can see Judd and Lil Judd, the two cats. They're in the bottom corner, and they actually react to the match as it goes on. I noticed that when we were playing for our E3 demo, they kind of nap in the corner for, you know, maybe a minute or so. But when it gets to the last minute of a time battle, or the last 2 stocks, I think, of a stock match, they get up and they start cheering, and they hold up a flag for the color of the person who's winning.
Nice.
And that's the color of the, like the 1 player's red, 2 players blue, 3 players yellow. They'll hold up a flag for whoever's in the lead, or whoever has the most stock left, and then like I think 2 or 1. And if it's like a 4-player battle and there's 2 people in verse, they'll hold up 2 flags, like red and yellow, and then you'll see, like, as one person gets KO'd, he holds back and just has 1 flag.
That's so cool.
And then as the last 30 seconds in the match get down, you hear that that like hurry up music from Splatoon.
Yeah,
starts playing as it counts down.
That's right. Yeah, Now or Never plays in the last 30 seconds, which is really cool, especially if you're. There it is. There it is. It plays in the last 30 seconds. So if you know that song, if you play a lot of Splatoon 2, you're gonna get a lot of those like sort of nostalgic feels while you're playing this. So it's really cool, and I'm really excited about it.
Really fun stage.
Yeah. And after that, we got a new song, or a returning song, I should say.
Oh my god!
Yes.
This was a very cool take on a returning song. This was Snake Eater.
Right.
And it's done in a remixed arrangement style. We had the original kind of like instrumental version and past iterations, but this this song. This is such a cool take. It's actually done by one of the composers from Metal Gear Solid, Nobuko Toda. She joined to do composing on Metal Gear Solid 3. She didn't do the composition for Snake Eater itself. I think she was doing the other songs, like a lot of cutscene music, and then became one of the chief composers for Metal Gear Solid 4. She wrote the lyrics for Heaven's Divide and Peace Walker. There's some amazing talent, and seeing this version, it's kind of like, hey, what if we went from like a faster-paced Bond-style intro to Snake Eater, and then go straight to like electric guitar wailing and like Guilty Gear. Like, it sounds so cool.
Yeah.
I listened to it on repeat over and over again. I love this song.
It's so cool that they're bringing Snake back, and it's got all these Metal Gear vibes in it. I love Metal Gear.
I just want to see more composers go back and do like arrangements on like third party.
Yeah.
If we can see more Final Fantasy remixes. I know we had some Mega Man remixes, some Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Like, or Street Fighter. Like, I can't wait to see some of these songs.
Yep, now's the time to do it, Nintendo, so take note. So next up after that, returning from Super Smash Bros. 4 is Wily Castle, aka Skull Castle, and this is a Mega Man 2 stage, right?
Right, and this is actually an amalgamation of both the 3DS and the Wii U stage, which both had subtly different changes. I know the 3DS version was in the daytime. I don't know if they're going to bring that back, since they have Splatoon with two different styles. I wonder if we'll be able to play a daytime Wily Castle. But there's also different platform effects. On the 3DS version, they had yellow platforms come down from the top in different areas, and they go back up. There was some rotating platforms on the sides, because it's a very vertical, like, top-down stage.
Right.
Where there's no underneath the platform. So if you kind of fall on one side, you can get these platforms as they go back up. Now on the Wii U, they had these kind of rail platforms that would go in different areas, and then sometimes they'd drop out. And of course, there was the Yellow Devil, who appeared in both versions. He would come down, be beamed down, shoot from his eye, and then go to the other side of the stage and damage everybody in his way. If you manage to KO him, he has a giant explosion that hits everybody except the guy who KO'd him. Very useful to take him out, make sure no one else does.
Basically just ruins the match for everybody right away.
He's a big jerk. I
hate the Yellow Devil.
hate him.
I really hate him.
I'd be happy to do a Battlefield variant of that stage and not have. Or just turn off the stage hazard effects.
Yeah.
On that one.
I agree completely. But next up after that is a returning character, Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr.
Yes.
And the Koopalings.
The Koopalings are coming back with him in their own clown cars as well.
Yeah, that's such a cool little thing
that.
that they did with the last Smash Brothers, is having like, they weren't clones because they're just costume variants of the same character. Kind of like Olimar and Alf are just two different costumes.
Right.
So Bowser Jr., I didn't play as him a lot, but I did notice that he's got some updated mechanics. You can see in the trailer that he does his down tilt, the little Bowser cart tongue can now lick up items, at least candy. We don't know if they can lick up like other items to just grab them, but as far as getting recover items, nice range on that one.
Yeah, definitely.
He also takes less damage when he's in his clown car, which means that his up B, where he ejects and explodes, is a very damaging move, but it leaves him very vulnerable to getting KO'd. Though he does have that nice hammer swing, still very risky move to do.
Yeah, and still quite as evil as his dad too, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, he takes after Bowser, so it's pretty obvious. But last, certainly not least, returning is Beware. Actually, he's a new one.
He is a new one.
Yes.
He is a new Pokemon.
Yes.
One of the new ones. A very scary, intimidating Pokemon.
Yeah.
He has just like a very blank face.
Just kind of walks around stage, right?
He saunters around. He's kind of like
Takes his
very
time.
slowly. But if he connects with you, that uppercut.
Yeah, he gets nasty with those uppercuts.
It's a very high damaging. I think we had some footage of one of the Nintendo Treehouse footages where they were playing and they had Beware come by. They're just kind of like, oh, he looks cute. Bam. Into this guy. It's like getting hit with a hammer. You just don't want to get near him.
Yeah, nasty,
yeah,
nasty Pokemon.
very terrifying for small stages.
Yeah, definitely.
Not a lot of room to escape from.
So if you get up against Beware, just make sure you're not close to the edge of a stage because he's definitely gonna knock you right off.
You can definitely sense if you're close. He'll jump to you and do that uppercut. It's very painful.
Absolutely. But those are all the blog updates we have for you this week. And make sure you stay tuned for next week because we're definitely gonna be back following Super Smash Bros. As we get updates every single day up until the game's release.
Until then, we're still in a dream.
Yes.
Snake Eater.
And for everything else Super Smash Bros., Nintendo, and Nintendo Switch, keep it here on IGN.
Pretty